Hello there guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and also some of my social medias will be linked down below in the description. Enjoy this video. So when I started my channel, I already knew that one of the stories that I want to mention here is a story about Luka Magnotta, whatever. I will call him Luka Magnotta. I don't know how to pronounce his name clearly, but I think I will just say Magnotta. Before we start this video, I want to put a disclaimer, trigger warning, that information that will be provided in this video contains animal abuse. Of course, I won't describe it in details, but if you just can't stand this, I will recommend to watch some of my other videos. For me, it will be actually really hard to say as long as I have a cat myself and I love animals. So it will be, harmful for me. So I won't talk about it in details. So let's start from the very beginning. So the information that I will provide in this video I've taken from different documentaries on YouTube and also a documentary on Netflix which is called Don't Fuck with Cats, and I think that, it's quite popular, so if you haven't watched it yet and you are interested in this case, you can watch it. It's actually quite interesting. So, Luka Magnotta, his real name is actually Eric Newman, and he was born in Scarborough. As I've understood, there is no specific date of his birth, as long as Luka likes to mess up things and mess up facts about his life. He never tells truth. Even during his trial, he never told the real truth. He's just a liar. He was born in the family of a Russian immigrant whose name is Anna Yurkin, and also his father, Donald Newman. Luka's family background was quite hard for him, as long as his parents were arguing all the time, and Luka actually hated his mother. He was never close to her, and the only person that he was really close to was his sister Melissa. The other person that he described as beautiful was his grandma, and actually he had a very close relationship with his grandparents. There was a moment when Luka's parents couldn't raise him anymore, and he just went to his grandparents' home and was living there when he was a teenager. Luka's parents divorced, and he was living with his grandparents until they got divorced too. So he went back to live with his mother, and actually he wasn't very fascinated with it as long as he hated his mother. During his school years, Luka was described as a shy person, and also he had mental problems. He was always criticizing himself, he didn't like his appearance, and he always wanted to do plastic surgery. He never had a lot of friends as well. He had, just problems in communication with other people. When Luka was about 19 years old, he met this girl online. She was 21 and she was mentally disabled. She had a mindset of 7 or 8 years old kid. Luka sexually abused her, and also he stole her credit cards, so he was using her money. The mother of this girl soon figured out what was happening with her daughter, and she went to the police. And there is a moment that, police could actually change things that will happen in the future. However, they didn't pay enough attention to this case. Luka was given different type of pills, and also he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and actually this illness was his family trait. His father had schizophrenia as well, and his grandmother or grandfather. So definitely he just had this illness from his relatives. Luka was put to the list of sex offenders, and it was the reason why he actually decided to change his name, because he didn't want himself to be associated with a sex offender, and so people just somehow could know that he's a sex offender. And also, Luka thought that, Eric Newman was just too simple for him, so it was the moment when he took this name, Luka Magnotta. From his childhood, Luka wanted to be famous. Some people that he was with in the past, like his ex-girlfriend Barbie.
Changing his name was easy. Changing who he was, much harder.
I mean, I knew he had problems. I mean, it showed, when I was with him. Just his body language, stuff he would do sometimes. It's just, in his character, you could just, his mannerisms.
She said that he was just, he was completely living the idea of becoming famous. He wanted this so bad that he started to Photoshop his photos. He was photoshopping himself with expensive cars in different luxury places, and he was writing different articles about himself. His hobby was making different articles on Wikipedia. He was making a lot of different accounts, and he was adding articles about himself on Wikipedia. However, the website was putting down these articles as long as they just weren't in need, and Luka was basically just no one. Can we just actually take a moment and look at the Photoshop pics that Luka was making? I mean, hilarious. Luka also enjoyed making different gossips about himself. In 2011, he made a gossip that he was the husband of Karla Homolka. If you don't know who Karla Homolka is, she was the wife of the serial killer Paul Bernardo, and you would never want to be associated with Karla Homolka as long as not only her husband was a killer, indeed, she was the one who really enjoyed all the, making all the crimes that they committed. And it was a very, very loud case. So if you want, actually, I can make the full story of Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka crimes. But Luka, he was kind of obsessed with Karla, and he actually gave an interview to one magazine where he was denying these rumors about them dating. Like, he was the one who actually made these rumors. And he was the one who actually denied it. Whatever. Luka also enjoyed to take part in different shows about plastic surgery. I will actually put a piece of his interview that was made during the casting of the show.
Alright, my name is Luka Magnotta and I'm 25.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a model.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the other stuff that you do?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that okay with you?
While Luka was trying to become famous, he actually had a job, and he was a male escort. During his castings, he said that he wasn't only a male escort, also he was a porn actor, gay porn actor. And he was saying that his job is just a dream job, he's making a lot of money. However, in reality, it wasn't like that. He obviously didn't make a lot of money, so he started to steal credit cards, and also he was putting on female clothes, and he was going to the bank where he was given different credit cards, and then banks realized that he actually was a fraudster, but no one could find him as long as he was just changing his clothes, and that's it. He was living like that until he decided to change his strategy of becoming famous. And this is the point at which the whole story begins. In 2010, a gruesome video appeared on YouTube, and in this video, an anonymous male was killing 2 kittens with a vacuum cleaner. The name of the video was "One Boy, 2 Kittens." This video gained views really quick, and it became quite famous in a bad way among the users of Facebook. So if you want to have a full, complete scene, you should actually watch Don't Fuck with Cats, as long as it's a whole investigation. Entry there was a woman whose username on Facebook was Body Movin', and she saw this video too and decided to join a group that tried to find and catch the anonymous animal abuser. Body Movin' and few other activists from the group tried to identify the location of the killer, and they were actually very confused, as long as Luka tried to manipulate them into thinking that he was in the one place, but in real life he was just almost near them. Well, he was buying cigarettes from Europe, so they would think that he's in Europe. He was putting on Russian TV shows, so they think that he's in Russia. He was just the biggest manipulator. And Luka really liked the attention that he was given to his videos. In fact, he was making fun of the activists, and he was like, "Ha ha ha, you will never catch me, just catch me if you can." As you may know, there is a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that is called Catch Me If You Can, and Luka loved this movie, so he was talking with the activists with the phrases from this movie, and he was like, "Ha ha ha, you can catch me, but catch me if you can." One Boy, 2 Kittens wasn't the only video that he posted where he was abusing animals. There were 2 more videos where he was drowning a cat in a bathtub, and also where he was feeding a python with kittens. I mean, it's really hard for me to talk about this. I've never watched these videos, however, I've seen different screenshots from it, and, just small parts of these videos, and it's actually really scary how he's so kind to kittens. He's very careful with them, he's looking after them, playing with them, and the next moment he just ends their lives. For me, it's just crazy how the person can be so cruel and so violent. The activists found that the killer of animals' name was Luka Magnotta, and they told the police this information. However, the police, they didn't react on it. They just said, "We can't find him, we have nothing to do with him, like, we don't know about him, so sorry, but we can do nothing." This is a reckless act of police, as long as you may know, looking at the statistics, a lot of criminals, they start from abusing animals, and it's it's clear that Luka can start from animals and end with people. This whole time, Luka was actually in Canada. He wasn't in Russia, wasn't in Europe. He visited Europe a few times, and he was actually living there, but he came to Canada. Criminals start from animals and and with people, as I've said, and Luka decided to do it this way. On May 25th of 2012, on bestgore.com, bestgore is a website where there are multiple violent videos of killing, raping, and so on and so on, the most disgusting things. So on this website, one video was uploaded that was called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. In this video you can see how Luka kills a man and start to dismember his body. Also there is a small puppy that Luka fed with different parts of the body. On the wall there is a poster from Casablanca, and if you've never watched this movie, the main character kills a man with an ice pick, and this movie is also one of the favorite movies of Luka. So he decided to make his own movie, how he called this gruesome videos. And he was inspired by Casablanca movie. The victim of Luka was Junlin. He was a student from China. Junlin was a nice young man who was very close to his family. He came to Canada to have an education, and he just had his full life ahead. As it is stated, Junlin and Luka met on the website for hookups, for one-night stands. Junlin was last seen on 24th of May, and there are footages where you can see how Junlin enters Luka's apartment building, and later you can see how Luka takes out the trash in Junlin's t-shirt, and also how he brings the suitcase where there is a body of Junlin. I forgot to mention that before the video was even posted, Luka made multiple accounts where he was promoting his movie, hyping up this topic. Just what a narcissist. Police started to search for Junlin when he didn't go to his shift, and also his friends started to search for him. The police found a suitcase with Junlin's torso and some of his body parts near Luka's apartment building, and some of the body parts were missing. Luka decided to send parcels to different schools with Junlin's body parts. It's just crazy. Police, of course, got footages from the apartment building. Luka wasn't even trying to hide. You just can see how he was seeking for attention. He wasn't even trying to, get rid of the body quietly. No, he wanted everyone to know that Luka did it, and he's the main character of his movies. The police soon figured out that there were actually two people on One Lunatic, One Ice Pick video. One of them was Junlin, but in the beginning of the video there was another man from Colombia, which Luka met few months before the whole case. This man from Colombia was Luka's one-night stand, and Luka put him to sleep, but he didn't kill him. Maybe it was just the preparation for his future role. Police started to search for Luka, and when I was reading this, I couldn't realize how the person could be so careless. Luka was caught in Berlin in the cafe reading news about him. I mean, Interpol was searching for Luka, and he was watching photos of himself, articles about himself. The Berlin police arrested him, and he was moved back to Canada, where he had his trial. During his trial, Luka tried to play crazy and that he was completely out of his mind, that he didn't understand what he was doing, that he had mental problems. However, authorities just saw that he was just playing with them, and he completely understood everything that he did, and he intended to do it. During the trial, it was stated why probably Magnotta chose Junlin as his victim. Magnotta was a racist, and he hated Asians. He hated Asians very much. Magnotta said that there was a person named Manny the ghost, who told Magnotta what to do, who to kill, and that he provoked Magnotta, but it was just a fiction from him to cover that he was the one who decided to commit all these crimes. Magnotta claimed that this Manny was his client from escort that followed him and abused him, but there were no evidence that this Manny ever existed. Luka was given an automatic life sentence without parole for 25 years, plus 19 years to serve. Luka got married in jail, by the way. However, he can't see his husband and they can't be together on their own, as long as Luka is a cruel, evil killer and can possibly kill his husband. And the only person who was at the wedding service was Luka's mom, Anna. So that's the whole story of Luka Magnotta. But, you know, I also want to say some of my thoughts. When I was watching Don't Fuck with Cats and multiple videos on this topic, I just, you know, it seems like, and as I've realized not only for me, that in the end, Junlin's death lost that much of importance as long as people got concentrated only on animals. Of course, they should be concentrated only on animals, but people shouldn't forget about Junlin. Junlin's death is such a loss for his parents that loved him. He was a loved boy in his family, so people shouldn't forget about his death. So yeah, that's the whole story, and I would like to know, guys, what do you think in the comments down below. Personally, I think that Luka is just, you know, talentless attention seeker who didn't have any talents, charisma to become famous and to achieve that he wanted. He just decided to go the worst way of possible, and just how can person have the idea to do what he has done. Luka had hard upbringing, and of course it's hard to deal with your childhood traumas all your life. However, a lot of people have hard upbringing, but they don't become serial killers who want to torture everyone. And Luka did this in his own purpose, just because he wanted to gain attention to his persona, and there is no excuse for his action. And now he is serving his life sentence. But is this fame what he really wanted? That's the question. So yeah. Bye. See you next time.